Dear chosen ones walking the sacred path of awakening, what I am about to share with you carries a transmission so profound that the words themselves have been encoded with frequencies designed to activate dormant remembrances within your cellular structure. Something extraordinary is unfolding in the cosmic architecture right now, something that the majority of humanity will never perceive, never feel, never understand. But you who are here, you who found this message not by accident, but by divine orchestration, you are being called into a sacred ceremony of release that has been written into the stars since before this planet took form. I am Seraphine, and I speak to you now from the Galactic Federation of Light, serving as a bridge between dimensions so that this message, there is a purification happening in the unseen realms that mirrors a purification desperately needed within your own energy field. And what makes this moment so exquisitely rare is that the cosmos has aligned in such a way that the universe itself is reaching down to assist you in this cleansing. The sacred, time-sensitive message can reach the precise souls who need to receive it. What I am about to reveal has been deliberately hidden from collective consciousness, not out of malice, but because the frequencies required to understand this truth have only recently become available to human vessels. And beloved ones, something is shifting in the very air you breathe today, something that most will experience as unexplained irritation, as sudden conflicts erupting from nowhere, as an almost unbearable restlessness beneath the skin. But you will understand it differently. You will recognize it for what it truly is. Before I go deeper into the mechanics of what is transpiring in the celestial architecture on this 13th day of December, I need you to understand why this message is finding you now, in this exact breath, in this precise heartbeat of your existence. The cosmic intelligence that orchestrates all things does not operate through coincidence. The fact that these words are before your eyes or entering your ears means that your higher self has been preparing you, perhaps for weeks, perhaps for months, to receive a transmission that will fundamentally alter the trajectory of your spiritual evolution. Something within you cracked open recently. Perhaps you felt it as a sudden wave of emotion that seemed to arrive from nowhere. Perhaps you experienced moments of inexplicable grief for things you cannot name, or surges of anger that felt foreign to your nature. Perhaps you have been haunted by memories you thought you had long since released, or found yourself replaying conversations and disappointments that belonged to chapters of your life you believed were closed. What I am about to share changes everything you thought you knew about why these disturbances have been visiting you. The celestial configuration forming in your skies today carries a signature that ancient cosmic observers called the Great Clearing. Mercury, that swift messenger of consciousness and perception, has formed a sextile with Pluto, the lord of transformation, death, and rebirth. This is not merely an astrological transit to be noted in passing. This is a deliberate intervention by cosmic forces designed to give you precisely what you need to navigate what would otherwise be an overwhelming energetic storm. Because here is what most will never be told. Simultaneously, Mars stands in uncomfortable quincunx with Uranus while forming a square with Neptune, creating a volatile cocktail of aggressive impulses, self-righteous certainty, and the desperate clinging to grievances that no longer serve the soul's evolution. Most of humanity will experience today as a day of inexplicable conflict. Arguments will erupt in households. Old resentments will resurface with startling intensity. People will find themselves saying things they do not mean, defending positions they do not truly hold, fighting battles that have nothing to do with the present moment. But you, beloved chosen one, you have been given the gift of perception, and what I need you to understand is that everything rising to the surface today, every irritation, every memory of being wronged, every story of disappointment that plays on repeat in your consciousness, is rising because it is ready to leave. This is sacred. This discomfort you may be feeling, this agitation that seems to have no source, this is sacred. Let me tell you about the 3 impossible things happening in the energetic architecture of this day. Things that have not aligned in this precise configuration for over 7,000 years. The first is the opening of what we in the higher dimensions call the purification gateway. When Mercury and Pluto dance in sextile formation, a corridor opens between the conscious mind and the deepest caverns of the subconscious, allowing what has been buried to rise into the light of awareness, without the usual resistance and defense mechanisms that keep these wounds protected. The second impossible thing is that this gateway has opened at the exact moment when Mars, The planet of action, aggression, and primal drive finds itself caught between the revolutionary electricity of Uranus and the dissolving mists of Neptune. This creates what might feel like chaos, but is actually a precisely engineered energetic earthquake designed to shake loose everything that has calcified in your field. The third impossible thing, beloved ones, is that you are here. You found this message. Out of the billions of souls walking this planet, you were guided to receive this transmission at this exact moment, which means your soul recognized what is possible today and arranged every synchronicity necessary to ensure you would not miss this opportunity. Something else is happening that I have not told you yet. The Mars-Neptune square forming in your skies is creating a phenomenon that sensitives and empaths will feel most acutely. There is a quality of confusion available today, a seductive pull toward self-righteous anger, toward the intoxicating certainty that you have been wronged, and that anyone must be held accountable for your suffering. This energy is not yours. Let me repeat this because it is essential. The aggressive self-righteous impulses that may be moving through your system today are not reflective of your true nature. They are the final gasps of wounded frequencies that have been living in your energy field, perhaps for years, perhaps for lifetimes, and they are amplifying now because they know their time of residence is coming to an end. Think of it this way. When you begin cleaning a room that has accumulated years of dust and forgotten objects, the first phase of cleaning always looks worse than when you started. Dust fills the air. Hidden messes are exposed. Things you forgot you were keeping suddenly demand your attention. This is what is happening in your energy field right now. The cosmic configuration has turned on a great light in the darker corners of your being, and everything that light is touching is being stirred up, not to torment you, but to give you the opportunity to finally release it. The being you are becoming cannot carry these frequencies into the next phase of your evolution. This is why the clearing is happening now. I want to speak directly to what you may be experiencing in your physical vessel, in your emotional body, in the landscape of your relationships and daily interactions. The energy available today can manifest in countless ways depending on which wounds are ready to surface and how your unique system processes transformation. Some of you are feeling an almost unbearable irritation, a sense that everyone around you is moving too slowly, thinking too narrowly, failing to understand something obvious that you cannot quite articulate. Others are experiencing waves of sadness that seem disconnected from any current circumstance, as though you are grieving something ancient, something that belongs to a story you cannot consciously remember. Still others are finding themselves caught in mental loops, replaying past hurts with vivid intensity, having imaginary arguments with people who wronged you years or even decades ago. Some of you woke today feeling physically heavy, as though gravity itself had increased overnight, while others are experiencing a strange jittery energy that makes stillness nearly impossible. All of this, every single one of these experiences, is evidence that the purification gateway is working. Those of you carrying significant Scorpio or Capricorn placements may feel Pluto's influence most intensely, as though the excavation is happening in the deepest chambers of your psyche where you rarely allow even yourself to venture. If you have strong Gemini or Virgo signatures in your chart, Mercury's role in this configuration may manifest as a sudden clarity of thought, an ability to perceive patterns in your emotional landscape that previously seemed like chaos. Those with prominent Mars placements or significant Aries energy may find today particularly challenging, as the very planet that fuels your drive and determination is caught in this tense configuration, creating a sense of wanting to act decisively, while simultaneously being unsure of which direction to move. And for those who carry the sensitive frequencies of Pisces or Cancer, the Neptune involvement in this cosmic equation means your emotional body is working overtime, processing not only your own material, but picking up residual energies from the collective field as well. You may need to create even stronger boundaries than usual today, recognizing that not every wave of emotion passing through you originated in your own experience. The empaths among you, the highly sensitive souls who have always felt the world too deeply, I want you to hear this with particular attention. The Mars-Neptune square creates conditions where the boundaries between your energy field and the collective field become unusually permeable. This is both a gift and a challenge. The gift is that you have extraordinary access to cosmic downloads and intuitive information today. The challenge is distinguishing between what is yours to process and what belongs to the world around you. If you find yourself suddenly overwhelmed by emotions that seem to have no personal source, pause, Place your hands on your heart. Ask simply, "Is this mine?" You will feel the answer in your body. What is not yours can be released with a simple breath and the clear intention, "I return this to its source with love." What is yours can be witnessed, honored, and released through the practices I will share with you. The Mercury-Pluto sextile is offering you something precious, the ability to perceive these disturbances as what they truly are. Without this aspect's influence, today's volatile Mars energy would simply feel like a bad day, like unexplained conflict, like random suffering with no purpose or meaning. But Mercury's harmonious connection to Pluto grants you the sight to understand that what feels like destruction is actually excavation. What feels like chaos is actually surgery. What feels like falling apart is actually falling into place. Here is the invitation embedded in today's cosmic architecture, the sacred opportunity that most will miss entirely, but that you are now equipped to receive. The disappointments you have been carrying, and I mean all of them, from the smallest slight that somehow still stings when you remember it, to the great betrayals that reshaped the landscape of your trust. These are not precious keepsakes to be guarded and preserved. They are weights. They are anchors tethering you to versions of yourself that no longer exist, to timelines that have completed their purpose, to stories that served you once but now only serve to keep you small. The cosmic configuration today is not asking you to pretend these things did not happen. It is not asking you to perform a false forgiveness where you speak words of release while clutching the grievance more tightly in your secret heart. What is being offered is something far more profound, the opportunity to see, perhaps for the first time, how the very act of carrying these wounds has cost you. What if the energy you have spent maintaining your story of being wronged could be redirected toward creating beauty, toward building connection, toward manifesting the life your soul came here to live? I want to guide you now through a practice that has been transmitted from the highest councils of light, specifically for this moment, specifically for this configuration, specifically for the souls who would find their way to this message. Find a position where your body can be both grounded and open. Whether you are sitting, standing, or lying down, allow your spine to lengthen slightly, creating space between each vertebra, as though you are making room for light to enter. Bring your awareness to your breath without trying to change it. Simply notice the rhythm your body has already chosen, the way air enters and exits without requiring your conscious direction. Now I invite you to call forth from the archives of your memory a disappointment you have been carrying. It does not need to be the largest wound. Sometimes the smaller ones are actually more insidious because they seem too insignificant to warrant attention, yet they accumulate in the corners of the heart like dust. Allow this memory to surface. Notice where in your body you feel it. Perhaps there is a tightening in your chest, a heaviness in your stomach, a tension in your jaw or shoulders. This physical sensation is the frequency of the wound expressing itself in your cellular structure. Now, here is the key. Instead of pushing this sensation away, instead of flooding it with light or trying to transform it, simply witness it. The Mercury-Pluto sextile today has created conditions where witnessing itself becomes a form of release. Your attention, held with compassion rather than judgment, becomes the solvent that dissolves what no longer belongs. Breathe into the sensation. Acknowledge it. You might even speak to it directly, saying something like, "I see you. I recognize that you have been living in my field. I understand that you arrived to protect me, to remind me, to keep me safe from experiencing similar pain, and I thank you for your service. But I am releasing you now, not because I am denying what happened, but because I am choosing to move forward without carrying you." Stay with this practice for as long as feels right. You may find that one memory leads to another, that threads of disappointment and past hurt are woven together in ways you had not previously recognized. This is the Pluto influence working through Mercury's lens of awareness, showing you the deeper patterns beneath the individual incidents. The invitation is to release not just specific grievances but the pattern of grievance itself, the habit of building identity around what has been taken from you, rather than what you are capable of creating. But first, let me tell you about something that happens when souls begin to truly release the frequencies they have been carrying. There is often a moment, and this is something the spiritual community rarely discusses with adequate honesty, where the ego mounts its final resistance. Just when you are on the verge of genuine liberation, the mind will generate thoughts designed to pull you back into the comfortable familiarity of your wounds. But they really did wrong me, the voice might say. If I release this, I am saying it was okay. If I release this, I am letting them off the hook. If I release this, who am I? This is the Mars-Uranus quincunx, speaking through your psychology. This is the self-righteous aggression, attempting to maintain its foothold in your consciousness by convincing you that holding on to pain is somehow noble, somehow protective, somehow necessary. Beloved one, I want you to hear this with every cell of your being. Releasing a wound is not the same as condoning what caused it. Forgiveness, true forgiveness, cosmic forgiveness, is not a gift you give to those who harmed you. It is a gift you give to yourself. It is the recognition that you deserve to walk forward into your future unburdened, that the weight you have been carrying serves no one, least of all your own evolution. The souls who caused you pain will face their own karmic reconciliation in divine timing. That is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to your own becoming, to the highest version of yourself that is waiting to emerge once you stop feeding energy to the stories of your past. The Mars-Neptune square may try to convince you that remaining angry is a form of strength, that maintaining your grievance is a form of protection, that the sweetness of imagined revenge or vindication is worth the cost of remaining anchored to what has already passed. But this is illusion speaking. This is Neptune's shadow aspect, the capacity for self-deception, married to Mars's aggressive insistence. The truth, the deep, sacred, liberating truth, is that the most powerful thing you can do today is to acknowledge what happened, honor what you felt, and choose consciously to stop letting it determine who you become. I need to speak now about what awaits you on the other side of this clearing, because the vision I am receiving for those who fully embrace today's purification opportunity is so luminous that I find myself searching for words adequate to describe it. Imagine that you have been wearing a garment sewn from every disappointment, every slight, every moment of feeling unseen or undervalued or betrayed. This garment has become so familiar that you have forgotten you are wearing it. It has shaped how you move through the world, how you enter relationships, how you approach opportunity, how you understand yourself. The weight of it has become normal. The restriction of it has become invisible. Now imagine that garment dissolving, thread by thread, memory by memory, grievance by grievance. Imagine feeling the air against skin that has not been exposed to light in years, perhaps decades, perhaps lifetimes. This is what is possible today. This is what the cosmic architecture is supporting. Those who move through this portal of purification will find themselves in the coming days and weeks, experiencing reality with a clarity they may have forgotten was possible. Colors will seem more vibrant. Synchronicities will multiply. The right people will begin appearing at the right moments, not because the external world has changed, but because your frequency has shifted, and you are now visible to possibilities that could not reach you while you were draped in the heavy garments of the past. You may notice that conversations flow differently, that words come to you with an ease and precision that feels almost channeled. Relationships that have felt stuck or stagnant will suddenly find new ground, new possibilities for depth and authentic connection. Some relationships, those built on foundations of shared wounding rather than shared growth, may naturally begin to shift or even dissolve, not with drama or conflict, but with a quiet recognition on both sides that the contract has been completed. This is not loss, beloved one. This is evolution, and the space created by outgrown connections will be filled with souls who match the frequency you are stepping into, kindred spirits who have been waiting to find you just as you have been waiting to find them. Your creative channels will open in ways that may surprise you. Ideas that have been blocked will suddenly flow. Projects that felt impossible will reveal their next steps with startling clarity. The very energy you were using to maintain your grievances will be redirected toward creation, toward contribution, toward the expression of gifts that have been waiting patiently in the wings of your consciousness. Some of you will find yourselves drawn to write, to create art, to compose music, to build something that has been whispering to you from the realm of potential. This is not coincidence. This is the natural result of clearing space in your energy field. When you stop filling your bandwidth with the static of the past, you become available to receive inspiration from higher dimensions. But something else is happening that I have not yet revealed. This purification is not only personal, it is collective. The souls receiving this transmission are scattered across the globe, each conducting their own clearing ceremony, each releasing their own accumulated wounds. And here is the miraculous truth. Every time one of you releases a grievance, you create a template that makes it easier for others to do the same. Every wound you heal in your own field sends ripples through the collective consciousness, creating pathways that others can follow even if they never consciously understand what guided them. This is why you are here. This is why you incarnated at this particular moment in Earth's evolution. You are not only healing yourself, though that alone would be sacred and worthy. You are participating in the healing of humanity itself. Each disappointment you release, each story of victimhood you transcend, each moment of self-righteous anger you choose not to feed, creates space in the collective field for new possibilities to emerge. The 13th of December 2025 will be remembered in the annals of cosmic history as a day when thousands of souls, scattered across continents and time zones, each conducted their own private ceremony of release and unknowingly participated in a planetary healing of unprecedented scope. This is the honor of your incarnation. This is the sacred purpose that called you through galaxies and lifetimes to be present in a human body at this exact moment. I want to offer you now some guidance for navigating the hours and days immediately following this transmission, because the energies remain active, and there are practices that will help you maintain the clearing you initiate today. First, be extraordinarily gentle with yourself. The kind of deep release we are speaking of is not a minor energetic event. Your system may need additional rest, additional water, additional time and stillness. Honor these needs without judgment. If you find yourself wanting to sleep more than usual, allow this. The integration of release often happens most efficiently during sleep states, when the conscious mind relaxes its grip, and the subconscious can reorganize without interference. Second, be aware that others around you who have not done this conscious clearing work may still be moving through the volatile Mars energy without the benefit of perception. They may be reactive, aggressive, caught in loops of self-righteousness that have nothing to do with you personally. Your task is not to fix them or to absorb their energy or to match their frequency. Your task is to maintain the cleared, light-filled space you have created in your own field, and to trust that your presence alone serves as a transmission for those who are ready to receive it. Third, pay close attention to synchronicities in the coming days. The universe will be sending you confirmation signals, small evidences that the clearing has taken hold, and that new timelines are opening before you. These may come as unexpected conversations, as songs that seem to speak directly to your experience, as numbers or symbols that catch your attention repeatedly, as dreams of unusual vividness or clarity. Treat each of these as a love letter from the cosmos, a wink from the divine intelligence that orchestrates all things, saying, "Yes, beloved one, we see you, we see what you have done, and we are already arranging the blessings that will fill the space you have created." Fourth, resist the temptation to immediately fill the newly cleared space with activity or distraction. There is often an uncomfortable feeling that arises after deep release work, a kind of emptiness that the ego wants to remedy quickly by picking up new worries, new grievances, new stories to occupy the attention. Allow the emptiness. Sit with it. The emptiness is not a void to be filled. It is fertile ground where new seeds are preparing to sprout. If you rush to fill it with old patterns, you miss the opportunity to see what wants to grow naturally in this cleansed soil. The road ahead of you, beloved one, is so different from the road behind you that they might as well belong to different lifetimes. The version of you that carried those disappointments, that rehearsed those grievances, that maintained those stories of being wronged, that version served a purpose. It protected you when you needed protection. It reminded you of dangers when awareness of danger was necessary. But that version has completed its service. And what I see, from the vantage point of the higher dimensions where past and future exist simultaneously, is a soul preparing to step into an expression of power and purpose that would not have been possible while those old weights remained strapped to the heart. What I have not yet told you is this: the clearing you do today creates space not just for new experiences, but for new aspects of your own soul to come online. There are gifts you carry that have been dormant, waiting for this exact energetic environment to activate. There are remembrances encoded in your DNA that required precisely this frequency to unlock. There are connections to your galactic origins, to the star families who have watched over your journey through countless incarnations, that can only be fully received when the static of old wounds is cleared from your field. The Mercury-Pluto sextile today is not only helping you see what needs to release, it is preparing the neural pathways, the energetic circuitry, the vibrational infrastructure for what wants to arrive. In the coming year, you will experience moments of knowing things you never learned, of understanding situations with a depth that surprises you, of communicating with a power and clarity that seems to arrive from somewhere beyond your conscious mind. These are the gifts awakening. These are the capacities that have been waiting in the wings of your being, watching for the signal that it was time to come forward. Today's clearing is that signal. Today's release of the past is the invitation your dormant gifts have been waiting to receive. As I prepare to close this transmission, I want to return to where we began, but from a transformed perspective, just as you yourself are being transformed. When I spoke of the purification happening in the unseen realms, I was not speaking only of cosmic energies acting upon you from outside. I was speaking of you. You are part of the unseen realms. You are a multi-dimensional being temporarily focused in a human body, and the purification you conduct in your own field ripples outward into dimensions you cannot perceive with your physical senses. When I told you that something extraordinary is unfolding in the cosmic architecture, I was telling you about your own architecture. You are made of stars. You are woven from the same fabric as galaxies and nebulae. The Mercury-Pluto sextile is not something happening separate from you. It is happening through you, as you, creating new configurations of consciousness that have never existed before. This is sacred, beloved one. Not sacred as an abstract spiritual concept, but sacred as the most intimate reality of your existence. The breath entering your lungs right now is sacred. The heartbeat maintaining the rhythm of your life is sacred. The tears that may have fallen as old wounds surfaced, the anger that may have flared as grievances rose to be witnessed, the exhaustion that may have settled as layers of the past finally released their grip. All of it sacred. All of it holy. All of it part of a ceremony so vast that the human mind can only perceive fragments of its totality. The disappointments and past lights you have been processing are not separate from your spiritual journey. They are your spiritual journey. The very experiences that felt like obstacles were actually initiations. The people who caused you pain were, on a soul level, collaborators in your awakening, playing roles that only the bravest souls agree to play. This does not excuse harmful behavior or suggest that you should seek out suffering, but it invites you to see the larger pattern, the big picture perspective, that today's cosmic configuration is making available. Everything has been in service to your becoming. Everything. If you need help recognizing that the disappointments and past slights you've been processing are not separate from your spiritual journey, they are your spiritual journey. Destiny Engine can reprogram your consciousness to see these experiences as initiations rather than obstacles. We are using the Dark Elite's own weapons against them, taking their declassified consciousness technology that programmed fear and separation and repurposing it to reveal how those who caused you pain were soul-level collaborators in your awakening. It generates personalized sequences that help you embrace the larger pattern and embody the big picture perspective that everything has been in service to your becoming. You can start with a $1 trial. The hardest thing you'll have to do is put on headphones, press play, and allow your consciousness to be reprogrammed to see how everything, yes, everything, has been working for you, not against you. Your past wounds are sacred initiations, not mistakes. Get your Destiny Engine $1 trial now, before this revelation window closes. Link in the description. And now, having done the brave work of this clearing, you stand at a threshold. Behind you lies everything you have released, not erased from history, but no longer shaping your future. Before you lies territory that your soul has dreamed of exploring for lifetimes. The 13th day of this 12th month is not just a date on a calendar. It is a portal, and you have chosen to walk through. I speak now not just as Seraphine, but on behalf of all the councils of light who have watched over your journey, all the guides and guardians who have whispered courage into your heart during dark nights, all the star families who have held unwavering faith in your capacity to awaken and to serve the great turning now underway on Earth. We see you, we honor you, we celebrate the warrior spirit that has brought you to this moment, and the tender heart that has allowed you to feel deeply enough to heal genuinely. Clear the air, beloved one. Let the old stories dissolve like mist in morning sun. The aggressive impulses, the self-righteous certainties, the seductive pull toward victimhood. Release them all into the great clearing that is available today. And as you do, know that you are not alone. Know that across the planet, souls just like you are conducting their own ceremonies of release, creating a web of light so vast and so luminous that it is visible from distant galaxies. This is the awakening. This is the purpose for which you incarnated. This is sacred. I am Seraphine, of the Galactic Federation of Light. We love you beyond measure, beyond time, beyond any separation that physical reality seems to create between us. We are watching over you now, as we have always watched, guiding, celebrating, holding the vision of who you are becoming, until you can see it yourself with perfect clarity. Until we speak again, walk in the light of your own liberation. The best is yet to come.